Hello. How's everybody doing out there? Not Peasant Chat. Holy shit. YDBT Daily every Thursday coming at you. Holy shit. I'm thinking it's Peasant Chat already because I saw some people talk some stuff about the Peasant Chat. Today, we got three main things to talk about, okay? First of all, we're going to talk about Mustang Week. Kicks off today. Apparently, they had the road racing portion today, and apparently it went really well. A lot of people had a lot of fun. Roush was there with their Tremor? Wait, what the? Nightmare? Tremor? I forget which truck. The F-150. Unfortunately, I think they're still selling Gen 3 and 4 F-150s with the Roush blower, the Roush TVS blower, not the twin inlet version. Hopefully, they'll be coming out with the Magnuson hot rod, a single inlet version soon. It'd be nice to see that. So we'll talk about a little bit about that. We're also going to talk about Sema sending a letter to the Trump administration asking for them to give a stay or, hey, please hold off on these tariffs because parts companies that are based in the United States and offshored their production to China need some time to onshore production to the United States. And to them, I say, not just no, fuck no. And finally, I'll show you in their own words the difference between two engine building companies. I see a lot of people ask me out, what do you think about this company? What do you think about that company? What do you think about this company? Well, I'm simply going to show you two videos of two companies showing you how they sleeve their Coyotes, and I'll let you make up your own fucking mind. We'll do that, but not before Mr. Bill O'Reilly tells us to do it live.
We'll do it live.
Okay. No.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
It does suck. PMAS, Nick James and PMAS, the best cold air intake on the planet. Nobody else matters. Fuck your cold air intake if it is not a PMAS cold air. Positive displacement applications, NA applications, CJ applications, fender well, and in-engine applications. No other intake should be installed on any aftermarket equipped Mustang. D&F Performance.com. Get your cold air intakes from there. Get your 4 Innovations fuel system from there. Get trick-full cylinder heads from there. Get a trick-full top end kit. Get SpinTech 9000s. Man, I want to build a Foxbody. God damn it. You know, but they've become super expensive. D&F Performance.com. Parts.com. I guess some guy bought a Boss 302 and rebuilt it. That's something to look at Parts Farm if you don't care about title situations and you want to get a dream car at a discounted price. Check out a wrecked ass car that shows up at the Parts Farm and buy the parts from the Parts Farm. These G350s, Boss 302s, and GT500s showing up all the time. Total Solution, represent on Total Solution. I think they finally got some power back in Puerto Rico. They finally got some electricity, so now they can, avoid taxes in the U.S. if they're a U.S.-based company. And Belak Industries. If you like to sell drugs, and you know it, clap your hands and go to Belak Industries and buy yourself a set of their wheels so that everybody knows you sell drugs. And the cops in your area know who to pull over. We'll say hi to the people here, talk a little bit, and get your reaction, comments, and concerns. Clean 93 GT Nick 5.0 says Super King Daddy B. Laveos El Verga Larga. Monday 540 Z33 Big Pops Frank Donnie, Alex Puente, CPR Andrew Dixon, Joe Jackson, Chad Mormon, D-Rock Fox, Stuart D, Mark Christensen, Tony the Truck Guy, Clint Stroke, 101 RTR, Richard Whedon, that sounds familiar. TJ Sikorsky, Robostat. Slow 99 helped out a guy today about an Engage. Slow 99 is he's like Lund Racing support on Patreon. He either listened to everything I said and remembers it word for word, or he actually knows something that I don't. I'm hung so low. Joe Swish, YouTube corrupt and a free speech and liberal company. Tony the Truck Guy, Blue Thunder, Ignacio Ramirez, CJM, Joshua Judd, Tony the Truck Guy, Deuce Machina, Anthony So 99, John Bailey, Yusuf, Durst Destroyer, Tony the Truck Guy, Durst Destroyer again, Minivan Madman, Nazo, Joseph Lacey, Tony, Bondo Bird missing a shift as we speak, JD Swag, Abel, Joseph Ramon, Timmy T, El Patron de la Cerveza, Durst Destroyer, Connor, A.A.N., Arturo, Cobra 460, Infamous, The High Ground, 66, Miniback, Izzy R, Revit Racing, Pacho, Anthony, Destroyer. Sorry, I was wrong. It wasn't PBD. It was Fresh and Fit. I haven't watched Fresh and Fit since they got demonetized. They just kind of became, it's not my type of show. Nothing wrong with that. Whipple, Blue Thunder, Frosh, Saren, Third Coast Coatings, Minibike, Tony Dominguez, 1320 Didios saying, you see Trinity, TKM, built, look like they got lessons from Wonder Bread. Oh, don't I not want to talk about that at all. So, let's start with something lighthearted. Let's talk about Mustang Week in Houston, a.k.a. Galveston, a.k.a. whatever. Apparently, they had a good old time. I'll play some of the sound. Rock and roll, two valves in, rock and roll, two valves in, rock and roll, V6, 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 V. Oh, Foxbody, what the fuck? Bro, it doesn't look like it sucks. Good for you, Cobras. Got it, two valves, got it. S190, S550s, Fox bodies, bro. S197 to 2010, so you got to give it a little bit of a wide berth there. But apparently, they had a nice little kickoff. They got Von Gittin doing the gayest shit on the planet, which is drifting. Listen to this thing just lay on the limiter. Oh, man. I hope it's a Texas speed motor in that thing. And they actually featured me on their shit, which is nice. Yusuf said Amri. So that's really nice of them to do. And I honestly, honest to goodness, I really hope it really does well. They got cars at the track. Look at this, bro. I mean, it's... Oh, I can't play that. The copyright strike incoming. Cannot play that. But Garage Bill Coyote's right there! Garage Bill Coyote making an appearance. Apparently, a bunch of cars blew up, suffered engine failures, but that's okay because now they realize these cars are not really built for the track. You think your car is built for the track? Hell no, unless it is bone stock. So I wouldn't really count on going to the track. So apparently today was their kickoff situation. They got a party going on right now, and shout out to them. I really hope it does well. I'm honest with you. I know I'm a bit of a pessimist when it comes to anything, but Houston needs an injection of tourism, a reason to go there during the springtime. And if you're a car show guy, let's have an honest conversation about this. If you want to enjoy Mustang, really, I can't say it with a straight face. If you want to enjoy Mustang related events, you can go to the American Muscle Car Show. You can go to Ponies in the Smokies. You can go to Foxtoberfest. You can go to Mustang Week Myrtle Beach. You can go to Mustang Week Galveston. And I'm sure there's others that I'm not talking about. But that is pretty good. There's also all these car shows up in Illinois, Ohio, and they got certain nationals or whatever, the Carlisle show. Like, you could, if you're a car show guy and you want to do the car show circuit and have some racing, sprinkled in there, plenty to do. If you want to live the Mustang lifestyle, you can go ahead and do that. So look, I care about it enough to want it to succeed so that Houston has a bit of a footprint when it comes to the Mustang specific or just anything related to performance and racing, or even if it's a show and they got some road racing stuff at HMP, I think Saturday morning or Friday morning. I think it's Friday morning or Saturday morning. They're going to have the drag racing portion. I'm looking forward to seeing videos from that. So guys, I hope it does well. I really do. And let's talk about also, I'm going to just boom, the 3 subject matters, and then we'll just talk shit the rest of the show. So Sema decided to post a letter that they sent to the Trump administration. In this letter posted on April 21st, 2025, they basically, in the beginning, the first 2 paragraphs basically said, hey, we really appreciate you doing this, but because you've shown a commitment to the success of small businesses in our industry, I write you to highlight several challenges that specialty automotive aftermarket industry faces because of the tariffs on auto parts, steel, aluminum, and components imported from around the world, including China. Do I have China here? I don't think I have China here. Do I have China? Did I ever download a China clip? I don't think I did. Okay. It is our hope that you will continue to stand with our industry and businesses nationwide by providing the necessary support they require for continued success. Additionally, our industry needs long-term certainty, and the investments our member businesses make to bring manufacturing to America sustainable in the long term. This can be achieved through positive tax policy and regulatory reform. Our primary request is that American automotive parts manufacturers, including our members, be provided a transition period to reshore their manufacturing, as well as some form of economic relief, to assist in that transition. This relief that could include tariff exemptions for things like molds, tooling, machinery brought back to the U.S., as well as tax incentives to offset the associated costs. For example, one of our Louisiana-based manufacturers that wants to bring their manufacturing operations back to the U.S., however, under the current tariff regime, the molds and tooling will be subject to tariffs. Further, the machinery this company needs is only made overseas, limiting their vendor options to those located in Germany and China. Given that one of the machines currently costs $600,000, tariffs will make it significantly more expensive. It's sourced from China. If sourced from China, the cost of that machine will more than double. This presents a significant hurdle in their reshoring efforts and renders such options economically untenable. This company, as well as other SEMA members, have offered to share their financial models and specific plans with you and your team. They support your objectives, but need a bridge to assist in the transition. Because they're the smaller margins and need to pay upfront for goods and services, small and medium-sized businesses are among the hardest hit by tariffs. The tariffs are exacerbating cash flow issues, delaying payments, and reducing capacity and inventory. Perhaps the greatest barrier they face is sudden, unpredictable changes to supply chains. So it goes on to basically beg the Trump administration to help people that offshored their products to China, and now they need tax incentives and money from the government to reshore their products. And to them, I say, fuck you. Seriously. The reason that you offshored is to make more profit, yes or no? Do you know how many people that are super gung-ho American-made products? Because some American-made products are shit. But to have a shit-made Chinese product, we expect to pay low prices. I've seen American-made products that are shit. So just because it's made in USA does not mean it's good. So at what point did you offshore production to China and then say, well, this is the only way we're going to stay alive, and not expect or not have a off-ramp in case Trump, who has been talking about tariffing the shit out of China since his first administration? This should come as no surprise. If you own a business that offshored your manufacturing to China, and Trump was already in office, and by the time that you saw the Crypt Keeper Biden in the first debate bomb, right then and there, you should have had an onshoring effort to bring manufacturing back to the U.S. because you knew this guy was going to come in there and tariff the living shit out of Chinese-made products. Because let's really have a conversation. You, as a small company, let's say the Louisiana-based company, offshored their product to a country that uses slave labor to make products, yes or no? So now a company that offshored their products to a country that uses slave labor to make their products now wants a break to onshore. No, you should go out of business. Now, I'm not a big fan of Motion Raceworks. Everyone knows that. Why? The cleat connection. It's deedly, sheetily, feedly, skeetily douchebaggery. But they are made in the USA. They actually put out a letter that said, oh, due to the tariffs, just kidding, everything we make is here in the USA. Fuck you, basically. And I thought, pretty funny. It's pretty good. I'm no fan of their shit, and I'm not going to support their shit because of the skeetle of derp. But their products are made in the USA. So they didn't go and offshore everything and make slave wage labor make their fucking parts. So now SEMA is defending people who offshored American company-made products to a country that is our enemy. They're not our friend. They use slave labor. And you were like, cool, I can make profits over there. Now you are helping a company that did that try to come back to the US and suck that dick. I say to you, fuck you, go out of business. You deserve to go out of business. I don't give a fuck about your onshoring costs. Because look, you should have been smart and maybe, I don't know, put away that money that those slave wages in China allowed you to save in case shit like this happened. So SEMA, fuck you. Seriously, fuck you, SEMA. You didn't defend us hardcore when we were getting hit up by the Biden administration. You were saying, well, guys, here's the government's dick. And, you know, we're going to slide it into your asshole. But we're not going to let them slide it into your asshole. We're going to take our hand, put it on the government dick, and ease it into your butt so that it doesn't hurt that much. AKA, you got to comply with EPA shit. So your cold air intakes have to go through this egregious, stupid process so that it passes CARB. Because if it doesn't sell in California, it doesn't matter. And the EPA adopted CARB shit as the standard, when in actuality, the C in CARB stands for California, a corrupt, fucked up state that after $100 million for a railroad built you like a 100-foot concrete pad. Look it up. Look it up. So in my opinion, SEMA can go suck a dick with that letter. Because when people like Corey Willis and other diesel companies were, don't get me wrong, they weren't doing the right shit, but you didn't go out of your way to really get after it. But this letter is such a kick in the face to people that kept their shit in the U.S., kept their materials being bought in the U.S., you know, did it the right way, believed in this country, paid American wages, paid all that shit. Nope, offshore, you could literally drop ship from some house and just make money. And you're now defending those people saying, oh, American labor, we're onshore, blah, 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 blah. Seriously, fuck you. Seriously, fuck you. $100 billion F-1320? It was $100 billion that California, let me see, California, high-speed rail disaster. Beautiful, beautiful. You know, the AI is on point on Google, so you got to love that. The California high-speed rail project, despite spending billions of dollars and years of planning, is facing significant issues, including a massive cost overrun, delays, and a lack of clear path to completion. The project estimated cost has ballooned from an initial $33 billion to $128 billion, and not a single segment of the planned system has been completed. But let's make sure that you comply with CARB shit. Let's make sure that you use a state that is corrupt as shit be the standard bearer for our industry. Shut the fuck up, SEMA. You should be ashamed. Shame. Shame should come back. Shame. Shame on you. Unbelievable. And finally, the story of two engine building companies. Now, I'm going to show you two video clips. One of them is one engine company putting sleeves in a block. The other is another. And I say to you, which one would you use? Number one, this is Texas Speed and Performance. Okay? I'm not going to say anything until the video's over. Check it out. Okay. Wait, it's not over? Okay, cool. So he's on the floor. He's putting Loctite. Sends it home with a dead blow hammer. Cinches it up with a 5-pound sledge and a piece of metal. Cool story. Now let's look at FFRE's sleeving process. So I'm going to go back to there. This is FFRE doing the same work on their block. Oh, I gotta hide that. There we go. I want to make sure I don't give up some shit.
I'm a vet, cause I work with every breath. Man, I love the taste of sweat. I won't have any regrets. They get upset when they trying just to rest. And I'm still right at my desk. Make them all feel so pressed. Yeah, but that's the test. If you wanna be the best, it ain't easy, it's a mess. If you wanna have success, you keep going like possessed. Drive it deep into your chest. Every failure is a test. Learn the most, leave the rest. Ain't nobody know what I'm...
So, what did you notice on this video? The block is probably 350 or 400 degrees. Hot. The sleeves are not. They slide it in with a jig that is precisely cut to the undercuts and counterbore of the block. They heat it. Basically, it's a slip slice. I don't say press fit, depending on how hot it is. And then they just torque plate it down and cinch it home. And that's it. So yeah, you can determine which engine builder you want to build. There is a very specific reason that I tell you guys that you buy an FFRE motor if you want to make above 1,000 and up to 1,000. You get an illuminator. I think it's extra to have it build on a table. And I think Texas Speed saves you money by building it on a block of wood. There's literally did you guys not notice? Did you not notice that there's a block of wood that Texas Speed is resting the block on and slamming it home? Did you guys not notice that? Did you not notice? I don't want to play the music because fuck the music. Right there. There it is. That's the floor. That's a block of wood. And this guy's just sending it home. Fucking just, there it is. Just a little love tap. Look how it slides, right? It's okay. The cylinder head is going to hold it down. Oh, no, it's okay. We got a piece of metal slightly shaped like the sleeve. And it's precision hammering. Again, guys, I'm not saying you shouldn't buy a Texas Speed motor. I'm saying that's what you pay for. Okay, so there's a reason I fucks with FFRE. There's a reason I fucks with Ford Racing when it comes to their Illuminator program. It is wonderful. Choose your money wisely. That's fine. What's wrong with hitting it with a hammer? It's got Loctite. Look, the amount of times Lund Racing has had motors that leak under the sleeve. That's right. The combustion's weird. And then we end up finding out that there's coolant. Or an issue with the sleeve. And I'm just like, my good. Was there shrapnel flying off the last sleeve? Pounding? I don't know. But you guys got to understand that when you see a block that is like 400 degrees on a table smoking, this guy puts a lubricant on it. And this precise made jig goes... You know this bitch is on point. I mean, when 4 sleeves have to fit at the same damn time, and it just slides in, you know they got that program on lock. If you know anything about machining and the machining process, we'll talk about it. Whatever you guys want to talk about, we're here for it. That was the pallet they ran The rain dance on Bryson Whit starting on a table already better. That sleeve got bottomed out harder than Diddy and Meek. Harder than Diddy and Meek. Oh, this is Texas Speed sleeves. Poor guy. I bet they use the same hammer on their battery terminals. I knew you'd bring up the FFRE stuff. I'll take number 2 with a side of fries. Didn't LN2 the sleeves on a dirty ass pallet as well. I would watch FFRE do their magic and said the 5-pound sledge calibrated TSP is used to building LS and LT motors. You think FFRE's caption was a dig at TSP? Of course. Look, I've told you guys that there's nothing wrong with a Texas Speed motor if you like quality stuff. That's all. That's all. Connor says FFRE for the win. The only difference I noticed was Rick music versus rap. You mean rock? FFRE for the win. How come they need a table to do it and the other guy didn't? Oh my God. Clean table, clean chop, doing it properly. Or Jimmy with a hammer on a fucked up piston from the last guy who got a motor. Yeah, FFRE every day. I wouldn't let TSP build my lawnmower engine. That's why Garrett constantly blows up motors. No. So this is the problem. You know, I've known when it comes to the, what do you call it? The sponsoring world, that you have to stay quiet when something blows up, right? Someone like Cletus is too well known, which is sad because a lot of legit people are hopping on that bandwagon just for clout. And I think they're going to face the wrath of what it is to jump on that bandwagon. But I digress. If you stay quiet knowing there's an issue, then shame on you, because what you're doing is you're duping your fans and you're duping the people that believe you. I have been a part of people that have tried to quote unquote sponsor me light level stuff, and I used to just I'd say hi to everybody or say yes to everybody because hey, free parts, right? But then I started going, wait a minute, there's a tether to this. There's an asterisk to this. People are going to see me and go, Alex runs this and he had success. Why didn't I? And then I started seeing parts that weren't good show up, and I'm like, I can't fuck with it. So I started kind of like having conversations with people that wanted to fuck with me. And I'm like, look, I reserve the right to say this is shit. And they were like, yeah, we're good. As long as you're honest with it, just let us know. No problem. But I want to make sure that I vet the product before I get it. But look at what happened with, if you saw Cletus have 50 motor failures with Texas Speed, and then one motor built by his guy with the long ponytail dude, that real good at doing stuff guy, run like a number ASAP and not have issues that were because of him specifically, I mean, the proof's right there. But again, I haven't seen many specific failures with FFRE motors at a certain power level. Look, up to about, I trust an FFRE stage 3 motor to run fucking deep 7s. No problem. Non-aluminum rod, regular, manly rods, good piston, boss crank, their sleeve job, their head, their whole motor. I would trust it in a 3,300 pound car to run deep 7s, no problem. 6s, you got to start really getting after it with the chassis, in my opinion, and then you get their stage, their max effort shit with the aluminum rod, similar engine as Senior and Brett's, and then, run the 6. And I think after every 50 passes or so, when you're at that level, you got to take it apart, probably replace the rods, yada, yada, yada. But I trust their shit all the way up to 2,000, 2,200, 2,500 horsepower. Just under 22, 23. The big boy stuff, I think you're going to start seeing certain limits be hit, 60, 65 pounds of boost, blocks, heads, things start shifting around. You're going to have to treat that like a race engine, in my opinion. But I'm telling you, I don't trust any Texas Speed motor over 1,200 horsepower. I don't care what they say. Based on that video that they published, I personally do not trust any of their shit. So again, up to 1,000 rear wheel, because we measure our dicks from the shaft, not from the butthole. Horsepower, illuminator. After that, FFRE motor, and live a happy life. If you want to ask me about any other engine builder, I don't care. People say, Alex, did you see that this company got ragged on because this guy had to the deck was, I don't mention any other companies here except FFRE and Ford in terms of buying motors. Real Good at Doing Stuff Motor did it the first try. That made Real Good at Doing Stuff's motor did it the first try too. That made Texas Speed look retarded. At the same damn time, Future, who in their marketing team thought it was a good idea to post that video? Hey, Timmy, are you putting a motor together? Yep. You mind if I just show everyone the quality work we do here? Sure, come over here. Hold on, I gotta get the 4x4 from the train tracks. What? You know the train track 4x4s? What the hell is that? The train track 4x4s? When they're replacing the track? Yeah, we got one of those here. And that's where we put the motor up against it and just slam the sleeve on. Oh, fuck, do I want to show that? It's all good. That's how everyone else does it, right? Doesn't everyone else use a train track 4x4 to... Is it a 4x4 or is it like a 6x6? Doesn't everyone else use a 4x4 to put their motor up against and slam the sleeve in? It's all good. We got Loctite in it. Got the volume button in time for that one. I can last longer with my boyfriend in bed than Texan Speed motor will last in the Cletus build, says that dating channel. Kyle Loftus. L&M does liquid nitrogen FFRE, not caveman style. Yeah, I like L&M. No issue with L&M. Zero issue. My tuner said if you buy a Texas Speed motor, find another tuner. I love that. Why did you repeat it again? Was there shrapnel flying off that last sleeve pounding? Let's go check. Because if there's like metal flakes flying off the bitch, I will try to catch it on video. Let's go back to the footage and we'll see if the Texas Speed motor has shit flying off of it. Let me see. Underneath anything. Live chat. Hide the live chat. Oh, there we go. Okay, no, we're good. Yeah, that's gonna be fine. You see this little ragged edge? It worries me. Okay, cool. Let's see. Okay, let me slow it down. No. He said the last one. No, I guess I didn't see it. Parker, I did not see anything flying off that sucker, so maybe I'm not as eagle-eyed as you, but I did not see anything. What do we do when illuminators run out? Aren't older ones pretty rare to come by now? What do you mean they run out? They make 12-to-1 compression Gen 3 illuminators. And Gen 4, I'm not sure they make yet. But the short block is all you need. Get yourself a set of Gen 1, Gen 2 heads, 350 heads, and party. It's not a big deal. TKM, I'm not even going to mention their name. Why would TSP think that was wise to post that? Bread Motors for the win, right? TSP sleeves fell into the bores and throwing hot dog down the hallway. No room for error with the FFRA process. That shit is precise. Headgames Motorworks says, I like Joe's innovative approach. Could you imagine your head is going to end up in a motor that a guy hit the sleeve down with a sledgehammer and a piece of steel? If it was $3,500 for a long block, right? Texas Speed, nothing wrong with that. If your shit's $3,500. I'd pay $3,500 for a sleeve long block. Oh, it's not too... Okay, cool. I don't want it. Now, maybe now after seeing this video, and this is a good thing, Texas Speed. See, Texas Speed, this is a good thing. You should be made fun of for posting that. People want precision. The Coyote, what sets the Coyote apart from the LS crowd is the Neanderthalism. I can go to the junkyard and get a 4.4 boot and gun road sixes. More chains than brains. Missing a tooth. Saying that. Get a tooth in your head. How about don't buy a car and get a tooth in your head? Anyway, you know what happens when you don't got a tooth in your shit? There's a thing called drift, where the jaw drifts because there's nothing there to push back against that tooth. Whatever. Anyway, so what sets the Coyote apart is the precision. So when you bring in LS logic to the Coyote world and wonder why it doesn't last long, then you start saying, well, they're just not as robust as the LS. No, they're built like shit, like the LS. Come on, we all giving props to the Indians doing the rebuild at Sand. Texas Speed got a whole 2x4. Right. Look. Texas, we're in the United States. Okay, Indians rebuilding These videos are my best. Motors on the ground. These videos are the best. When hey Bandinder, yes, we have to rebuild another 2J. Okay. I swear to God, this is at Texas speed. What do you think? Yeah, well, pick it up. Yeah, let me just what is it? What is it? Playback speed 2 times. Let's go. Look at all the cranks. Those are all boss cranks. Yeah, yeah, hit it. Hit that shit. Turvy showed up with the stick welder. Are they gonna make 1 crank out of 2? Oh my God. We make custom inline 12s. Oh shit. Okay, that motherfucker's strong. Good for him. What do you think that place smells like? Man, good for you. Damn, that's a man. Yeah, we're gonna take this boss crank, a snapped boss crank. We're gonna take a international truck crank, and we're gonna make it a boss crank. No problem, no problem. Let's measure that. Oh, we already did that. We hit that with a fucking hammer, and put that here, and here's the finished product. Fuck it. $10,000. Coyote short block. Texas Speed coming at you, bro. Like how can I? You're both on the ground. You're both on the ground. I'm sorry. Get a metal table. Is that Whipple's factory? FFRE using liquid nitrogen dip for sleeves or deep freeze with 120-degree block? Who knows? Or they have a fucking 400-degree block. Let's be honest. The only fucking reason TSP is even relevant is because they give it the Zens out for free. Ain't no one buying Speed over FFRE. A used piston from another blown TSP motor. The Cleaterism. That's Pakistan. Same shit. Stop trying to tell me Mexico is that different than, like, Nicaragua. Oh, it's different. We're totally different. The Spanish came, conquered everything, fucked all your women. You're all the same. Okay? Puerto Rican, Dominican, Haitian, Cuban, Mexican, Nicaraguan. Stop it. These guys can do anything. Imagine the money they could make at Texas. 2K. JD putting in work. That Texas Speed training video. The Texas Speed training video. Okay, what do we do, boss, when it comes to the sleeve? Okay, hold on. Let me just flip on. When it comes to putting the sleeve on, what do we do, sir? Well, watch this video and you will find out. Okay. Whoa. What the fuck kind of wrench is that? Wow. Okay, first you disassemble the Coyote motor. Now you take the cylinder heads out. And then, well, I don't know what the fuck you do. What do you do? Tell me what you do. You freeze. Wow. You know, Texas Speed, you might as well do this. When you built it on the ground. And guys, okay, I'm going to go back to the Texas Speed video. I'm going to read the comments. So I'm not the only one saying this. I'm going to read the comments on that Texas Speed video because the people were roasting the people in that video. And I went, holy shit. And they leave it up. They leave it up as if it's like, yeah, it's all good. Just leave that video up. Dude, remove that video from the face of existence. Like, do not leave that video up if people are roasting the ever-living shit out of it. So check it out. Check out the comments. Here we go. What's the goop? It looks like the sleeves are primarily held with adhesive. I guess they do make some strong adhesive, so it's possible. It only really needs to be mechanically strong enough for the boring operation. Okay, which means he just beat it on the block for nothing. Perfect for my two-stroke conversion. Anybody know what the red Loctite dissolves at? Let's view more comments. How is it supposed to work without thermal coefficients? Floor builds. Green sleeve retainer. How big can you bore without the sleeves? Working on the floor and that block needed some deburring. Shouldn't the sleeve fit tighter than that? I know the head bolts hold them down, but for heat transferring to the block, or do they expand more during operation? If they were to press fit, could they crack the block when they expand? All very good question. So I'm happy that eagle-eyed viewers are scrutinizing the ever-living shit out of stuff like that, because they need to. You're paying. This is the problem. They're giving you Coyote prices at LS manufacturing. LS build processes. Like, have you seen sloppy mechanics? This is stuff you'd see at sloppy mechanics. Brr, 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 throw a piston in it. $15,000 just because it's a Coyote. So you can justify the high price, but the build process is not really commensurate with the price, right? You're on the ground with a 4x4, hitting the sleeve home. There was another engine builder that hit a sleeve home with a dead blow hammer. That one ended up having issues. So I'm just saying, sometimes you might want to think about posting stuff unless it is ridiculously, impressively engineered. And FFRE's video is really nice. Puerto Rican, Mexican, same shit. I agree. But the 302 blocks don't split. El sabor de saso. Connor says, no oil squirting on the lathe. I'm Persian, not Arabic. Right. I'm Persian, not Arabic. So you have a slight accent. Shut up. No way, the same. Totally different. Look at JD's kids. Oh, stop it. Oh my God. Is that tire iron from a semi? Sema wants this for us? Right. Sema sent out a letter to say, look, we need to give these guys a break onshoring their business because these guys are building Coyotes over there in India. Bro has hearing protection from TSP. Theo, what is the most power you can push on a stock second gen with a turbo, of course, with new oil pump and timing components? I would get nervous over 800 or 850 royal horsepower. Meaning, unless you gap the rings for boost, if it's a bone stock motor, at any point it can let go over 850. Now, that's not to say that you can make 1,000 once or twice, or heck, 900, 950 for a year. Meaning not everyday racing, but like you race it twice a year and you just drive it like a normal person, you might. But you should start getting nervous over 800 real horsepower, 850 real horsepower. Making 1,000 horsepower for $200. They use Craftsman Toolbox. Did they use the Craftsman Toolbox? Stop it. No way the same. Yeah, exactly. No way the same. You are exactly the same. You're fighting over the same bullshit. Hey, everyone, says Craig Walls in for the rest of the show. You have now entered, top tier status because of your S351. Respect to you. Look, Craig, love you. Your 6-second quarter mile notch don't matter. Your 001 Shelby, whatever the fuck, don't matter. That S351 puts you in rare company. So shout out to you. Craig Walls, Noonan, how you doing, man? Who's greasing Sema? I think we need to know because obviously at this point they are lobbyists at best. Sema is, okay, so I hate to do this because you guys are so crazy. Who is the Sema equivalent to the gun industry? The National Rifle, NRA? All right? So the NRA is the supposed spokespeople for gun people, but not really. I think Sema would probably be in the same boat. We get roasted all the time. We post a 2J head that we welded the water jacket shut. I post them on purpose sometimes, yet it's been on many of the world's fastest. Yeah, the problem is Headgames Motorworks. I would think the 2J, because there's a lot of 2J experts out there, and goddamn it, there's some of the just annoying people. Don't get me wrong, I'm no picnic. I get it. Some people find me annoying, but I'm no engine builder. But there's some people that suck that 2J dick the long way, like from the bottom and up and two-handed, and they do it all over the place. And the moment you mention any other motor, they lose their fucking mind. Hey, absolutely, 2J is a god motor. Stock motor makes a bazillion horsepower. 2J people, I can't even be in the same room with. I just get up and leave. Like, that's the nice thing about, like, I love just getting up and leaving conversations. I'm like, I'm just leaving because I don't want to be around you. Isn't a Chinese Holly Big Sema supporter? Meek Clip already did. Imagine how many people purchased a TSP Coyote and saw that video their phones would be ringing off the hook. Remember the really... Okay, hold on. So, two videos come to mind. What is it? Reaper at Texas Speed. Reaper gave us a good video. I think, oh man, Reaper, Texas Speed, Coyote. I don't think it's on YouTube. He didn't put it on YouTube. Oh, he put it on Facebook, I think. Dang. Oh, that's me talking about it. Oh, there's a video of me talking. Oh, here it is. Here it is. So this is the supposed Coyote expert at Texas Speed. Remember, they're hammering a sleeve on the ground, and then Reaper shows up to Texas Speed and asks this guy, who I guess is Shelby Mike. I think, right? Tell me what, I'm going to try to help you sell some motors, so tell me what's so good about these motors.
The Coyotes here at Texas Speed.
Well, that was a nice two-step. That was a nice two-step dance. I am the guy over the Coyote. I thought you were the Coyote expert.
I am.
I am. I thought you were the Coyote expert. And he goes, I am. Okay, cool. So let's hear what makes a Coyote so great.
Model Mustang, and I don't want to look twice at them. So, I posted the picture of this motor. It's about 300,000 hits. The videos had almost
Cubic inch, they like.
they so responsive to this.
Well, I mean,
Hold on, guys. The Texas Speed Coyote expert's about to speak. Just listen.
they're small cubic inch, they like RPM. They, I mean, another thing is that you're able to use the stock cast block. I mean, this is a stock block platform. It's going to have a stock crank in it. They just do well. They make a lot of power for a cubic inch.
Wow. And then Reaper's like, look here, you dumb son of a bitch. I'm trying to help you sell some motors.
You think the lack of push rods and the 4 valves per cylinder have a little bit to do with that?
I fucking love this guy. Reaper, you're a real one, man. You think the motherfucking lack of push rods and dual overhead cam design has anything to do with that, stupid son of a bitch?
Overhead cam is a lot more efficient. So they're very efficient motors, for sure.
And a lot of people don't understand that how much. And you think about it, guys. You got a camshaft, pushing a lifter, pushing a push rod.
So he's not doing this for the fans. He's doing this for him. Because he's like, wait, what? Wait, Reaper, I didn't know you have a cam pushing a push rod, pushing a lifter, pushing a rocker arm.
Pushing a rocker, pushing a valve. That's not the case here. No. These are, I'll let you explain, you're the Coyote expert.
They're overhead cam motors. They have 4 cams in them. You got an intake and an exhaust cam on each head. You got a lasher and
Painful. And you guys buy those motors from those people. Well, Alex, they're only $10,000. They should be $2,000 based on what I see. Unbelievable. Well, maybe some bitch you think a dual overhead cam got something to do with it. How about the lack of push rods? Well, yeah. It also has 4 cams on it. I'm a Coyote expert. Self-proclaimed best is always a great start. It's got 4 cams on it. I thought the bum was the Coyote expert of eating cheeseburgers. Repair sells meth. TSP really boomed from the Hoonigan push. I mean, it's got 4 cams and spin like crazy. He has a speech pattern of LeBron James. That's the TSP manager. I think he has a blue, I believe, 22, 23, 50 you guys tuned. He said it makes 60 underwheel horsepower with just rods and pins in its sleeve. I bet you has an 1,600 horse. I'm going to talk to Junior. Junior, does that thing make 1,600 horse? He can be like, I made 1,000. Ain't a car if ain't a Mopar. This interview is so cringe. My friend works there. So he told me 4 cams is better than 1. The so-called expert was so nervous he looked like his hands, his his pockets, his body language, etc. In your experience, Croqueta de Jamon says, Is 700 to 800 wheel horsepower 5.4 generally safe? Planning on turning it up here soon? Yeah, I think you can get away to up to, I want to say high 800s, but the problem is RPM. Those things have a long stroke. The rods aren't exactly the strongest things on the planet. So I wouldn't really RPM the shit out of them. I'd keep it under 7,000, right? Even with L&M cams. Under 7,000. To me, if you have a 5.4, any generation, 07 up to 2010. 07 up to 2012. I think a great combo is a 2.3 TVS, 2.4 upper, 10%, fuel system E85, L&M cams, and some headers, and just chop away, make 850, and just live a happy life, and you're generally not going to have issues. It'll make like 850, 800. It's very strong to the wheel, right at the shaft, not the butthole. And then blue eyes are to die for. Oh, exactly. I'll let the Coyote expert answer. I don't know, you son of a bitch. You're the Coyote expert. Why don't you say something, stupid ass motherfucker? Well, it's fucking good. Just buy it. Alex, what do you think about RPG motors? What part of you don't understand that I say FFRE or Ford Racing? If you do under 1,000 Ford Racing, over 1,000 FFRE. Punto se acabó. Off the spectrum, Motorworks, Kyle Brandon says, hey, Alex in chat, I'm back. How's the family? Kyle Brandon, where the hell have you been? You good? Man, it's been forever. You're not even a member. You're just like up there, chilling in the ether. Well, now we have EPA logos and shit. You were like an OG. What happened to you? Appreciate the input, says Croqueta de Jamon. His gut is bigger than the motor. I could explain the Coyote potential better. Right. This show does not go into the weeds on Coyote stuff because, let's be honest, I'm no Coyote expert. But in terms of the tuning, in terms of what I see, I can at least tell you this engine company does well, that engine company doesn't. Or I prefer you run this, or I prefer you run that. Too many times you see people just get caught up on the Facebook bullshit. They get caught up on the internet shit, and they're like, well, I'm going to get that motor because the video that they produced, that they put out there, tells me that they're a great motor. Could you imagine Ford putting out a video that says, Ford F-150s, not so great. Not great. They're okay. Ford F-150, if you want a mediocre truck, this is the one to get. And then, that long, fast-talking guy, 10R80 is going to suck. It's going to need a trans reload every 10,000 miles, and and valve body might shit its ass. Oh, I think I'm going to buy that. 82 Z28 gave me 50 doll hairs. Gotta love it when people give me money. When it's red, that means there's big money. 50 and up is a dark color. Sup, compa Alex, what up, Gangsta's Dead Cell? The dating channel says, everyone asks Alex, how's the family, but never ask how good my head game is, says that dating channel, Kyle Loftus. Manuel Arce de Braga. You know that motherfucker was not born in the USA with that name. In the USA, if you're Hispanic, you have one last name. They don't give a fuck about what your mother's last name is. They don't give a fuck about what your father's last name is. What's your father? It's just your father. That's it. What's your father's last name? Gonzalez. That's it. Gonzalez. Jose Gonzalez. But my mother is Velez Cruz del Aragon. Shut up. Saludos from Georgia. Theo says Danny. Danny Bill, whatever happened to that Foxbody that I sold that kid? Did the cylinder head torch the block? I feel bad, but I haven't heard back from that guy if he's enjoying that notchback or not. If you're not a Coyote expert, who is? Joe Senior, someone like a Brett who has taken it to the next level, so he sees what's happening. But I would say Joe, in conjunction with the top tier fastest Coyote guys, are Coyote experts because they've seen where the failure points are, how to fix it, how to remedy it. Then the tuners like Job for Brett and Junior for Senior can give you intimate details on exact exhaust gas temperatures and meth and percentage of meth and 20%, 30%, 40%, 100% meth and its commensurate EGT and power gain per boost. They can give you insane Job and Junior. Junior, I think, has an edge because now he's on Motec with VCT. So he has VCT data from the stock computer days, and he has proved it out that it works on Motec. So it's real difficult to like not take into account like that I think is missing in this whole equation. That we fuck with VCT on the Grey Goose, on the intake side. And I can't tell you how overlooked that is by the whole racing community. The whole racing community overlooks the fact that VCT is still active on the Grey Goose. Now, if I'm not mistaken, GTRs retain VCT, right? Because I've heard Motec Ghost Cam tune GTRs. So GTRs make what? 3,000 horsepower? Like egregious, dumb horsepower. They retain VCT. So why can't Coyotes? Well, now we've proven that we can. So I think there's so much meat left on the bone in certain combinations. Spool up time, torque, high RPM. If you have cam control, I think it's something that you need to. I think you need to take that into account. Danny Bill says he actually sold it. I just took out the head, but he didn't want to keep putting money into it, so he sold it before he got deep into it. I mean, but was it a problem? Like, was the head okay, or was it torched? I don't know. Here we go. Can't go wrong with the Factory 5.0. I know that much. Hey, Alex, out of the topic question and drawbacks. Out of topic question. Any drawbacks for running 85 on a Gen 2? No, not really. USA born and raised? Bullshit. Illegal. With those two last names. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, I went through a divorce, sold the Mustang and the Shelby. I know it's been 3 or 4 years now. Let me remember up when I finished listening to your chat. Kyle Brandon, welcome back. Sorry you went through a divorce, but trust me, there's no better way of losing 150 pounds than getting a divorce. It's the best. It's like, all right, I'm gonna. The moment you slide into new puss, you're like, it was worth it. Don't get me wrong. If you got kids, that's different. But that dating channel Kyle loves. I bet the head ain't better than Headgames. Woo! I love it when dudes named Kike, aka Kike. Good old Joe. Good enough. Best damn head in town. Alex does Fat House use FFRE. That's all they use. That's all they use. God damn it, Alex, someone gonna clip that F-150 commercial. Who's the preeminent bussy expert, says Fairmont's Motor Plate. How does the Rotor from the Boss compare to the Illuminator? The Illuminator is better because it has Manly Molly combo. So it has Ford build quality with forged internals. The Boss is not forged like an Illuminator is forged, but it's good. It's very strong. Headgames Motorworks says, yes, they do. GTRs also had chain issues when we first did cams, but it was fixed in the camshaft lobe design. So let me ask you a question, Headgames Motorworks. Maybe you don't know about the Coyote, but specific to GTRs, did you start seeing issues at a certain horsepower with the valve train that you had to, take into account because maybe the lobe or the journal on the head needed to be redone for more stability? You know what I mean? Like maybe the lobe was maybe the journal was too small, and then at higher PMs, the cams would flex, and the flexing of the cam would cause cap, main, and VCT issues. And then it was fixed with maybe a cylinder head redesign where journals were made wider and thicker. Hey, yo. Or was it mostly a drive design where the VCT drive system needed to be addressed for the power application when you're making 60 PSI? Look, I've told people that I personally have not seen catastrophic failures on OEM VCT stuff ever on Coyote. But oh baby, do I see it on locked cam stuff. Bike fest going on over here. Bunch of biker bros everywhere. Kyle Brandon says, facts, no kids, but now one is on the way. Oh, you got into some new pussy and it got you got her pregnant because it felt so good. How many hell dentro? Oh, coño. You gonna pop that? You want an omelet? You want an omelet? I don't know, Kyle Brandon. This omelet's mighty chunky. Hey, Cal going to import a Colombian. Importing a Colombian is not a bad thing, but there's still issues there. Cal, get a Papi Chulo. Joe Goonoff is so good, he can tell me I'm almost out of gas. By a log, you should be able to tell that. What bearings do they use in the Illuminators King? No idea. Danny Bell says, yeah, the driver's side head got torched, and the machine shop recommended he change both, and it was going to get pretty pricey, so he decided to ditch it. It was a super clean build, though. Okay, good. So I torched the head on a 100 shot? That gasket must have been shit, but I told him, hey, who knows? You might get lucky, but I thought I gave him a good deal, and I still like that car, and I would have put a new set of heads on it. I would have bought a new set of trick flows, shoved them in there, and done the thing, but I get it. He didn't want to spend more money, so he wanted to just be done with it, so I torched the head. Sorry. So Fat House and FFRE work directly with Ford. That seems like a stamp of approval of quality to me. All the code red GT500s have FFRE motors. They're serialized. They have a contract with FFRE. All of the Fat House GT350 twin turbo builds are FFRE motors. I'm sorry, some are stock motors, but if they're not stock, they're FFRE motors. It's just a spick, says. Thoughts on the Roush Nightmare F-150 RCSB? 20 on top of the truck MS. Okay. I don't know what blower they're using. And you and I know, that if it is the heater Roush front drive weird thing, it's an absolute no-go. Headgames Motorworks says, yep, it was all in the camshaft. Nothing in the journal. I think that's what's going on with the Coyote 2. You think that they'll come out with a timing chain for the 4th gen Coyotes? What are you talking about? When you went pouring the Bisquick, you were trying to make pancakes. Don't mind the crunch. It's just an eggshell, I promise. Right. Taken from the oil pump standpoint. Talking from the oil pump standpoint. Alex, do you think they'll ever come up with a timing chain for the 4th gen Coyotes? What are you talking about 4th gen Coyotes? I don't think the Mustang 4th gen Coyotes are belt-driven oil pumps. I think the F-150s are. The F-150 4th gen Coyotes are not Mustang 4th gen. The 4th gen truck Coyote has a DOD like cylinder on demand mechanism. Mustangs don't, as far as I know. Negatives from Ghost Cam, none. Look, a lot of people have asked me to like charge extra to send them Ghost Cam tunes. And look, I really have to change the culture of the customer that comes to Lund Racing. You don't come to Lund Racing for the Ghost Cam. Okay? If you are happy with your tuner and your car's running fine, do not come here for the Ghost Cam. Come here to set yourself up for the best the car can run with that specific application. You want the car to run the smoothest, idle great, be fast. Obviously, you have to pay for like infinite adjustments. Like a lot of people want blood for an NA price. Here's $300, Alex. You owe me infinite shift points. No, $7,500. See you later. You want more? Remote session time, right? If we're gonna start dialing in all this shit, it is more money. The base package is the base package. So a lot of people want you to they want to squeeze you out for the $300. That's not how it works. Let's look at BMW pricing. How much is it to tune a BMW? $2,000. Okay, I'll do that for $2,000, not for $300. But I would not really go out of my way to get a Lund Racing tune for the Ghost Cam. There are no ill effects with the Ghost Cam, but I wouldn't run a Ghost Cam tune on a daily situation. That's just not what I would do. Like people that buy multi-tune to have Ghost Cam on the fly are so gay. But we offer it, and I almost wish we didn't. And I think Junior is on the same page. He's like, I almost wish we didn't offer it on Ghost Cam on the fly because it's multi-layered, and I don't want to get into it. But Lund has gone out of their way to help certain companies get their product on board, and then everyone has it. And I'm like, nah. Check it in. We'll listen in the morning. R&D Diesel says, I emailed you a sick S351 on Car Gurus, not a Supercharger one. That's why I didn't look at it. It was $55,000. It was crazy. The picture of the Roush truck and showed the front feed 2650. Yeah, no. If it's that front feed Roush 2650, it has to be the Maggie version. The Magnuson version is the one I would say absolutely. What's up, Uncle Theo? Happy Thursday. Do you think Ford will follow Chevy and release a modern, old school small block like the 283 that's rumored to come back? Boy, okay. So Evolution Do you believe in evolution? What are we evolving to? All of our cars, all of our Mustangs, all of our performance vehicles are toys. Gone are the days where you have one car. One car that is your race car, your everything, because it just can't do it all unless you keep it almost stock. What is the best triathlete you can build in Mustang form? An NA, E85, cold air, headers and suspension Mustang. Drive it to here in California and back and not a problem. You have a separate E85 tune and live a happy life. The moment you put a blower on it, there goes that. Because now you have an external air pump that wasn't designed with OEM style manufacturing, and you're going to have issues sooner than later, whether it's a charge pipe falling off, whether it's a coupler coming loose, whether it's the blow-off valve line coming off, whatever, you're going to have issues. So now, what is the evolution of the hobby? Toys. None of these cars are something none of the cars I have do I want to drive every day. Every weekend, I get to drive the cars that are currently running, which is Section 8 and the Donnie project. I drive Donnie on Saturday morning and then Section 8 that night, maybe wash them both, and they get put away and they don't get driven again until the next week because I work too much. What do I drive every day? The freaking Escalade. Every day it gets turned on. Every day I go to the gym. Every day I go somewhere with it. So Ford is probably going to have to say, we're going to have to build something that's robust, a bunch of tech, because we want to sell cars that people drive every day. I don't think they're going to bring back a V8. I don't think they're going to bring back an old school V8. And I really don't think they're going to go out of their way to make anything tunable and adjustable for you, because the masses want everything. Sound system, heated seats, ventilated seats, big stupid infotainment in the front, and believe it or not, some kind of autonomous driving. That is the evolution of cars. Look, I'm sure when carburetors were phased out and fuel injection came in, everybody and their mother hated it. When horses were phased out and cars came in, people that fucked with horses were losing money. People that started getting into these cars. So now you're going to see a very sensory overloaded vehicle that gives you just ultimate comfort be offered and have some kind of autonomous driving. That is the evolution of the vehicle. Okay, we are making things that way now, just like iRobot. Look at the movie iRobot. It is exactly that. That is the future. Self-driving cars that when you are handed the controls, you are more likely to cause an accident. Please, please, please watch iRobot. That movie perfectly details the future. Fast vehicles, Model S Plaid, 9-second car, infotainment, self-drive, electric, all the bells and whistles. So everybody wants that. Everybody wants that as their daily. Everybody wants it as their main vehicle. Everything else is a toy. So Ford and Chevy are going to build you something that like more configured towards that as opposed to hot rodding, in my most humble of opinions. Aren't Ghost Cam tunes an E85 a no-go? What does that even mean? What does the fuel type have to do anything with the cam phasing? Gen 4 architecture on the oil pump gears are the same as previous Mustang Coyotes and are still gear driven. Exactly. Only the Ford F-150 motor has a belt driven oil pump. R&D diesel Ghost Cam doesn't make sense. Get an older Mustang Chevy at this point. No, you don't know what you're talking about. Shut up. So what year do you think the prime RCSB is have to roll race? Roll race? I know second gens would be dig for racing. What about roll racing? Any 10 or 81. Don't switch to Lund if you're not ready to find out your current tuner is a hack. Anyone with the Gen 4 DOD Coyote would be wise to take lessons from the Chevy LT and Dodge crowd. Deactivate or kiss your rings goodbye. Manuel Arce de Braga says Gen 1 Coyote, Gen 1 truck motor with a Gen 1 Stang head. Stang. Fucking said Stang. Going forge internals with boost later. What compression ratio do you recommend? 11-1. 11-1, you're good. Paul Sachs, Fords don't have issues with the DOD. A lot of shit is devolving low-key. Ryan Dusan. Dussin? What power level are built Gen 1 blocks good for? Gen 1 blocks? Stock sleeves? 12 to 5 compression? Boss crank, Ford rods, pistons, ported. You're not going to make 600 on that, so you're good. The fuck you think you're gonna do with a 12 to 5 compression? You think you're gonna just? It's gonna make you're gonna make 530 wheel. A stock block can make 800 wheel. I saw the Lund post yesterday about boosting your Coyote. I'm sure it'll be very helpful. It's all you need to know. Correct. So let me see. I think Parker Performance. Let me see Facebook, and then I go to Parker Performance, and then I'll go to his link. Let me see, Parker, Josh Parker. I forgot his name is Josh. So let me see. There's an article here. Shit. Oh, PFA Lincoln first comment. Well, we gotta get your. Thank you for sharing the knowledge. What are you talking about? Josh Parker's putting his virtual. What the fuck? Oh, that's Mustang Club of Tampa. Where's the link? Link in the first comment. So, Josh Parker wrote a very nice article on LundRacing.com, proofread by Devin, approved by John. Install an ESS Supercharger on your S550 Mustang 15 to 23. Comprehensive, complete how to. Look it. Just read this. I'm gonna put it on the chat. Copy. Maybe it's gonna run out of room. Yeah, it's gonna run out of room. Fuck me. Whatever. Go to Josh Parker and check it out. Look at it. It tells you what injectors to run, booster pump, what fuel system, what to do with the IMRCs, which catch can, ESS supercharger, head unit, boost number at what pulley size, and what octane is required for each application. This is going to be done for TVS. This is probably going to be done for certain turbo or centrifugal, because you can take this and just change a couple of numbers like the Vortec pulley numbers and then the turbo boost numbers. Don't go by Hellion kit. Don't go by On3. Oh my Lord, don't go by any On3 shit. But just basically put a boost. You could literally change from ESS to turbo. Just put turbo and just put boost number versus octane. And that's all you need to do. And then you do the same to TVS's. Then you do the same to Whipple stuff. But that's the great thing about having new blood come in and really inject like a lot of knowledge, because Parker Performance actually installed these things and he has an intimate knowledge of the build process because he worked with us to show him kind of like, hey, you need this octane, you need this boost level, you need this, and he wrote a great article. So I encourage you guys, go to LundRacing.com, check out that article and read it if you are considering buying an ESS kit for your vehicle. Croqueta de Jamon says, very true. I tried to daily boost in a car and was spending around $250 a week on gas, and now I have a Corolla, which I actually drive more. Daniel Stefanski, most 1,000 horsepower 680 cars leave in first or second gear. If you have 355 and a trans brake, second. If you have 315s, first. And we short shift, I think, the 1-2 because it doesn't like a 1-2 shift on those things. Rich 50 says, got my E85 tune and haven't emailed since. Still rocking stock Airbox 2. Waiting for boost before I make changes. Love that. Alex, how much does Lund charge for facials? Wow. Kyle Loftus. I'm late, but my nickname is just Kike. My parents and family called me that since I was a baby. Real name is Henry, though. Also, more comfort, more weight equals less performance. Friendly. American, more like Wall-E than iRobot. No, more like iRobot. It's more like iRobot, not Wall-E. No, it's... Stop it. R&D Diesel. Daily driving a car you put a lot of time and money into is more of a headache than it's worth. You'll also get bored of it much faster. He is 100% right. If I was to drive the GT500 every day, I would fucking sell it. Face-plated T56 and a spool. But that's okay for an hour. It's not okay for an hour twice a day, 5 days a week. Ryan says, it's the boosted car. You didn't read the rest of the comment. All of the good Theo makes 820 real horsepower now. Gotcha. Stock sleeves, if you... Well, think about it. My illuminator is a Gen 1 illuminator. I've seen guys make 1,000 stock sleeves. Working on those now, says Parker Performance. Kyber Susan says, just did a third gear pull and the clutch was slipping pretty bad. McLeod Street Extreme couldn't handle the drag, racing and slipping it out of the hole. First clutch I've had fail in 20 years of driving. You got to understand, on 3 times, 5 times, exactly. You got to understand, modern clutches, well, okay. How much horsepower do you think an Indy car had in 1968? Like, seriously. Like, we are insanely spoiled in the modern hot rodding era. 1960s Indy cars made 350, maybe 380 horsepower. And Ultima, with a woman on food stamps, makes fucking damn near 400 horsepower. So you're like spoiled by the horsepower. And I think the clutch material hasn't caught up to like the power potential, and vehicles are heavy. You understand? Like a 4,000 pound, 1,000 rear wheel horsepower car goes through hell. That is tough to make everything work properly. Whereas a 800 horsepower, 3,000 pound car damn near lasts you forever. Like all the driveline components are like, oh, we're chilling. What's the big deal? You know what I mean? So I think a lot of the clutch material and stuff hasn't caught up, or the exotic materials that are good for that power level are very expensive. So, you know, you got to pay to play. If you got to buy like a monster triple, monster quadruple, like triple Mantic, you're going to have to pay to play, unfortunately. First live in a while. How's the Donnie project coming along? It's doing pretty good. It's like an 11.7, 11.6 car right now. I haven't done any hits because I am too fucking busy. Just work is too busy. So once I get some time, which will be in the middle of the fucking summer, I'll get back at it. What twin turbo could you recommend for a GT250? Fuck, at this point, Hellion or Aldo if he's making them. So a Gen 4 Mustang block will still be used with other Gen Coyotes? I think so. You can get a short block. Stop saying block, okay? Let's be very specific here. Say long block or short block. A block being a block, to me, a block is a bare block. Alex, stock block? You mean a bare block with no pistons in it? Or a short block? Or a long block? Stop saying block, please. Let's be adults here. I remember looking at Parker's personal website, and he had detailed descriptions of everything he'd done to his customers' cars. Very helpful. Smash the Devour says, I drove my 2012 GT with a 2.3 routes, 30 miles to a car show, and I used a bit more gas than when it was NA. Definitely never gonna daily it. 500, 200, 300, 600, 450. Alex Hemi, 500. You watching Brian Lone Steel? I am watching Brian Lone's. I learned a lot from that channel. OG Viper V10 barely made 300, 400 horsepower. Kyle Brandon became Bitcho level. Remember, he's back. Maybe he'll start, he's divorced now, so he won't be throwing $500 at the chat. I'm only 3,200 with me in it, around 600 and 650 horsepower. Yeah, I can't believe that clutch went that quickly, but extreme? Like, what's extreme about it? What's the McLeod RS or whatever extreme? Ford had a 4Chem V8 that made 300 horsepower. Pretty wild. Carbon has been around for 40 years, but no one uses it, and sintered iron is a little too tough for most people. I'm going to go Mantic and switching out my TKX for a T56 Magnum XL this weekend. Why are you doing that, Kyoba Souza? What's wrong with the TKX that makes you want to go to a T56 Magnum? 331 gears in my car with the 6R80. I'd launch in first. There's a guy that's been like 740s with that much power launching in first. If you had 355s or 373s, launch in second. If you had a 4R200 hub, 373s, launch in first. And you basically have turbo 400 gearing. Whatever you want to do, brother. Sorry for the stupid question, says Mr. Whipple. But on a 20 F-150, long tubes, free-flowing exhaust, S&B cold air, and a ported 18 manifold on E85, is there anything you could do to get some more in it? No, that truck is probably going to run 12.2 or 11.9 in the quarter mile because mine had the exact same mods, except for long tubes. So that truck is probably going to go 11.9 in the quarter, which isn't that impressive for a four-wheel drive. So, wait, is it a four-wheel drive? Doesn't say anything about four-wheel drive there. I figured it's all motor. It's basically all there. Nothing quotation marks turn up. Gotcha. Yeah, look. I've seen people say, my buddy's tuner gave me 33 degrees. Why don't you give me 33 degrees? Because it doesn't make one more effing horsepower. I did the testing. I took my personal vehicle and I went from 27 degrees to 33 degrees. And if I tell you it added 6 whole horsepower, which makes no difference, 60 to 130, no difference in the quarter mile in terms of ET or mile an hour. All it does is rattle the piston in the bore a little more. That's all it does. For the stupid questions, thank you, appreciate that very much. Smasher Devourer says, I have 315s in the car and 2012 2.3 Roush car. Because it's a TVS and you have low power, I think leaving in first is fine. Like, Donnie's going to leave in first. When it ends up having about 800 to 900 horsepower, we'll see. If I'm like, nah, first is too steep, the starting line ratio is too steep, then I can do a 355 rear end, second gear leave, and party. Karen Souza says, Mantic won't go into TKX without modifying the inside of the bell housing and the bearing retaining sleeve. Also, we'll have to go hydraulic. Getting a kilojoule on a 1,500 mile T56, he wimped out, went turbo 400. He's probably smart if he's drag racing. I think the first gear ratio on a 316 6R80 is underrated versus a 355 MT82. So I'm on a 6R80 in my 3-valve. What gears should I put in? I don't know what you're trying to do. I don't know what your goals are. I don't know what the case use is. If you are drag racing, keep the 315s in it. If you're making 1,500 horsepower, put 355s in it and leave in second gear. And we're going to do fourth gear, 8,500 RPMs. I don't want to do that. Okay, then put 331s and do it. The reason why your buddy gave 32 degrees is because he don't go pay for it when you blow it up. See, this is the problem with forums. This is the problem with draggy pages. This is the problem with everything. You take a tuner that does not own a Mustang, has never owned a Mustang, but somehow tunes Mustangs, and he gave you 33 degrees. So then you go, my buddy beat me yesterday, Alex. His tuner gave him 33 degrees. Give me 33 degrees. Do you think if he beat you by 3 cars, that going from 31 to 33 is going to help you gain those cars back? No, it's real simple. Your buddy's lying to you. When was the last time you said anything honest about your car? Even in the Foxbody days. Remember the Foxbody days? When you had a gym bag in the back seat, but it's a nitrous bottle? Remember that? And then you open the hood and it's, what do you got? Pulleys and a B cam. That was the joke. Pulleys and a B cam. March pulleys and a B cam. And maybe someone would say 1.6 rockers from Ford Motorsport. Ford Motorsport 1.6 rockers. The EGR deleted. The plate behind the throttle body bypassed. Pump gas. Meanwhile, he's got a 150 dry shot by the mass airflow sensor stuck in the bitch. No one tells the truth. They go, oh, my tuner gave me 32 degrees. That's why I'm going fast. Guy has no rear seat, no dash, no nothing. And I'm like, bro, the thing's gutted. He's got Lexan, front, rear, side. He's got more money into that car than 9-second boosted cars do. Because for whatever reason, poor people are obsessed with NA racing. You know you're poor if you care about NA racing. Like, if you care about NA racing on a Coyote, I know for a fact you're behind on a couple of credit card payments, your child support, and maybe you affirmed your VMSs. I have to. The Magnum case is a little larger too, so it's stronger than the TKX. The TKX has more favorable gear sets though. The T15 gears was part of my excuse to get the R2300 over staying NA. Gotcha very much. Thought it was a common sense thing. Timing doesn't make more horsepower when it's at a sweet spot. Do people drive with lockups? Do people street drive with lockups on? My converter's a lockup. You mean Turbo 400? I don't know. Like the gearing of the TKX, Joe Swish, the only thing that made me buy the TKX in the first place. The sneaky Pete, exactly. My nitrous bottle was in a pizza delivery bag. Keep the bottle out. Dropping because everyone should. Dropping it like because everyone should. Sema supports China because all the vendors from China are at the show this year. That's a good point. Do you remember Sema 2017 or 2018? Where a vendor from China got all their shit seized because it was counterfeit? Sema let him in. Sema doesn't give a fuck about you. You understand, guys? Sema does not give a fuck about you. Sema doesn't care about anything but the bottom dollar. And if they have a lobbyist paying the top guys $1 million, or maybe they got him a hooker, or nudie mags, or a boat ride, or a steak dinner. Hey, do me a favor, write a letter to Trump. Let him know that we need help onshoring the jobs we sent to China last year to stay in business. I'll get you a boat ride, a steak, and a Colombian girl to twerk on that cock. And you're like, all right, let's write that letter. But Sema probably should have been like, how about you dumb sons of bitches just onshore your shit at your cost because you took advantage of unfair trade deals and gave everything to the nation with slave labor so you can make more of a profit. How about fuck you? No, Sema won't do that because Sema has no dick and no balls. Look at what happened with the tuning stuff. They basically told you, Sema looked at you in the eye sockets and said, well, we're not going to go up against the EPA. Sorry. In order for us to go up against the EPA, we would they would look at us and look at our taxes and, maybe they'd look at us unfavorably. Sorry, you're going to have to go through the SEMA process to make sure that your parts are compliant. Fuck you. People lost their livelihood because they were operating under laws that they thought were right. Look what PFI Speed had to go through. They got a letter of what do you call it? I forget the name of the thing, but it's like a letter from the government saying, hey, we need a ROI. Not ROI. Request RFI, request for information, or request basically saying, tell us everything you've sold in the last year if you don't comply, and self-snitch so we can determine how much we're going to sue you for or fine you. 355 10R80 S650 stock so far. 1 year's a daily. First Mustang. It's a blast every day to drive. Not that I know. Fuck all. I feel like the auto shifts in track and drag mode is sick. Looking forward to tuning when it's unlocked. Who's going to tell him? Good morning. Good morning, says X on Devildog. Did China stop the X3100? That's a good question. I don't know what happened with the 3100. I could ask my guy Magnuson what's going on with that, but I don't know if he'll give me official literature what's going on with that. China's tech is absolutely crazy, though. The customer service is amazing. Shut the fuck up. Colombian sexy bonita cocina is loyal. Yeah, but te quitan el dinero from over there. What's needed in the greasing department is to get a USB stick with some files on it. Did somebody say a Colombian? Count me in. Colombian bit, count me the fuck in. Papazito. Even the shitty companies with American manufacturing will charge you more and blame it on tariffs. King Zulu says, got a lot of things ordered before the tariffs, so locked in. Glad I did. Could you imagine being happy that you ordered China shit? Could you imagine being happy that you ordered China shit before the tariffs? If they didn't live in California, it shouldn't apply. I agree. I remember for a while you couldn't ship JLT intakes into California, right? And did they go through the process of becoming CARB approved? How much did that cost them? Ukrainian chicks are where it's at. No, Slavic girls are not compatible with American culture. I repeat, Slavic girls are not compatible with American culture. Completely off topic, I just want to say thanks to Alex and Lund. If you listen to your tuner and Alex, you will meet your goals. I absolutely love this car now. For those of you that don't know, Bryson Whit built his 2012 5.4 motor. Got a bottom end in it, cams, and he had a Whipple 3.0 Gen 5 or Gen 4. Thimble pulley. It was in the 570 range. Bryson, watch my 2650 run what your car ran, built motor, with low compression illuminator and a 2.7 pulley. Watch, I'm going to put the slicks on it, and we'll see if I can get into the 5s this week. And I'm hoping I can get into the 5s. I don't know if I will, but we'll see. And that's the quickest he could go. And then I said, dude, get a 2650. He goes, but Alex, I have a Whipple 3.0. It is physically bigger. I go, yeah, I don't care. There is nothing. I repeat, look at me in my eye sockets. Nothing Whipple makes that's the same liter, like under 3 liters, that even comes close to the performance of the Eaton 2650 rotor pack. So they could say, oh, we got a Gen 6 3.0. Cool, it's big. It's bigger. But I guarantee that a 2650 punches so far above its weight class. Yeah, you need more boost. It's smaller. Yeah, you need to spin it faster, but it performs better than the shit you got. Plain and simple. S650 Mustang tuning is locked. To be fair, weld wheels went up because of tariffs. Bellax are made in Miami. Who do we have to blackmail at Ford to unlock tuning? Buy yourself some ramen. Thank you, Bondo Bird. Insane that they make emissions compliant stuff inside of California to ship to other 49 states. He had an old school Gen 2 2.9. No, he didn't. I think he had a Gen 3 or Gen 4 3 liter. It was so bad. Which one do you think stays cooler? Depends on the power level. If a Whipple doesn't make enough power and heat hand in hand. If you want to make a lot of power, the byproduct is heat. So if your argument is, oh, the Whipple stays cooler, yeah, because it makes less power. It was a Gen 3 Bondo. So he had a Gen 3 3.0 Whipple. So after the 2.9, the different rotor pack, and a 3.0 pulley or something, and the 2650 beat it by what? A full second? Bryson Whit? Didn't your 2650 with a 2.4 upper beat the 3 liter Whipple Gen 3 with a 2.8 or 2.7 upper? Which I don't know, their pulley sizes are different. 2300 2650 for the win, absolutely. I might be selling the Department of Boost kit. I got a guy who's going to buy everything potentially because I have different plans. I always want to get like a complete Roush kit and just throw it in Donnie. Just be done with that. Tasca showing Dark Horse has same rods as Predator. I don't care what they say. Unless FFRE rips it apart and puts it under some kind of microscope and go, yes, I don't believe it. All right, guys, I'm out of here. We went way past our situation. Today we talked about Mustang Week, doing well, supposedly doing pretty well over in Galveston, Texas. Shout out to you guys in Mustang Week. Hopefully you guys have a great drag racing event. Hopefully you guys have a great cruising and no problems happen. I want the event to go well because I want Houston to have some reason to have hot rod guys visit that city, even if it's Galveston. I just think Houston deserves a big event to make it a destination place. It's a badass hot rod town. And I think it would do well if it does. If they continue to go every year. We also talked about Sema sending a letter to Mr. Trump saying, "Hey, cut the tariffs off. We want to make sure that we, let these people on shore again after they offshored to slave labor to make money again, and they were trying to get like tax incentives." Fuck you, I see that. And then we saw Texas Speed do what they do best: build Coyotes on the floor with a piece of wood, hammering sleeves in with a dead blow hammer, then a sledgehammer and a piece of metal, and then FFRE sliding it into a 400-degree block, making a nice slip or slight press fit on the situation. I'm out of here. I'll see you guys on, Sunday night. Again, guys, Sunday night. There is a cookout happening at Lund HQ on Saturday. I will be there, staying overnight, driving back home, try to get a video in, and then go live at night. Gonna be a busy weekend for me. Fuck me, right? But hey, that's what we do to stay busy and make some money. Have a good one, guys. I'll see you on Sunday night, and we'll talk some shit then. See you later. Bye.